I asked you last week to look at this equation and to write an equation that had the highest value of x. And we just looked at an equation that satisfied that where x was equal to 17. However, in this activity, I wanted you to find the smallest value of x. I wanted you to write an equation to find the smallest value of x. And many of you did a fantastic job. You found that x was equal to 1. You wrote a great equation. However, there is an equation where x is actually less than 1. So let's take a look at some of those equations. All right, so let's take a look at, some of you guys wrote 6x. And of course, you have to play around with this. This is not something that just comes to you. You have to play around with these numbers. It's a little bit of guess and check. So 6x minus 2 equals 1. So let's take a look at that equation. Let me insert a text box. We're going to solve for x. Okay, let me make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. All right, we've got 6x minus 2 equals 1. We're going to solve it. We're going to show the steps. So what number minus 2 equals 1? That number has to be 3. So that means that 6x is equal to 3. Okay, and these are the steps that I want us to be able to do. So that means 6 times what number equals 3? Well, I would have to divide both sides by 6 in order to figure that out. So let me just show you that step. And I'll divide these. This line represents division. So let me divide both sides by 6. Oh, underlined it. Shouldn't be underlined. Okay. So when I divide both sides by 6, 6x divided by 6 equals 1 whole. So 1 whole x is equal to 3 divided by 6, which is the same as 1/2. Okay. And there were several others that had a solution of 1/2. 6x minus 1 equals 2. There was 8x, and I'm not going to go over all these. 8x minus 3 equals 1. There was also, fix this. And there was also one other. All of these equations had a solution of 1/2. Our code letter is L. So there's actually one that is smaller. There's a solution that's smaller than 1/2. Very few people got this. Only like 2 or 3 people got this. So let's see if we can figure this out. We're going to leave the 1 and the 2 in the spots that they are in, but let's take a look at 9. Let's move the 9 over. Again, this required some guessing and checking on you guys' part. All right, let me find my cursor. I'm just going to delete it and start over. All right, so let's solve this. 9x minus 2 equals 1. Make it a little bit bigger. All right, so what number minus 2 equals 1? Well, that number has to be 3, so that means that 9x is equal to 3. 9 times what number equals 3? Well, it's less than 1. It's actually a fraction. So I'm just going to show that step where I'm dividing both sides by 9. This underline means division. This is the sign I'm using for division. So I'm dividing both sides by 9. And 9x divided by 9 is equal to 1x. So I have 1x is equal to 3 divided by 9, which is equal to 1/3. And 1/3 is less than 1/2. So the equation that has the smallest value of x is 9x minus 2 equals 1. Our next letter in our code is E. And the other equation that works is 9x minus 1 equals 2. And our last letter of our code is O.